This case hits hard. A 15-year-old kid, Tylen Peaks, caught in a web of lies after a senseless murder. Brandon Cooper, a hardworking dad, was just trying to make a living. As a Lyft driver, he didn't deserve this. Watching Tylen face the detectives, I feel this mix of anger and sadness. How does a teenager get here? Let's dive into this heartbreaking story and see how it unfolds.
There's videos everywhere, both in his neighborhood and the neighborhood you were in.
There's going to be a great big clear picture with 4K video. Everyone says you're in it. We know you're in it.
Meet 15-year-old Tylen Peaks, a teenage killer who has just realized that his crimes were caught on camera. And despite his lies,
we're telling you were involved in 2 aggravated robberies this morning, one of which resulted in the death of a grown man.
I swear to God, I don't know about no murder.
Tylen is about to receive the biggest reality check of his life.
Young man, I've been a police officer for almost twice as long as you've been on this planet. You're not the first 15-year-old to sit in that blue chair and lie to me, and you're not going to be the last.
So, y'all trying to send me to prison for murder?
Brandon Cooper, a 35-year-old from Beaver Creek, Ohio, was widely known in his community as a kind-hearted, hard-working man devoted to supporting his family. In the early morning hours of January 26, 2022, Brandon kissed his wife goodbye and stepped out for another late-night shift as a Lyft driver. But this time, Brandon never returned home. By 2 a.m., Dayton police were dispatched to the 1000 block of Ferguson Avenue after receiving an OnStar crash alert, an automatic system that notifies emergency services in the event of an accident. Simultaneously, a ShotSpotter alert was triggered in the same area, indicating that gunfire was detected. When first responders arrived, they found Brandon Cooper slumped in the driver's seat of a crashed car, unresponsive and bleeding. He had been shot twice in the back, and moments after, medics determined that Brandon was deceased. But something was off. The ride Brandon had accepted through Lyft was headed to 53 Cambridge Avenue, just a few blocks from where his car was found. And that raised a red flag. At 1 a.m., just an hour earlier, another Lyft driver had reported being carjacked. She said 4 individuals requested a ride to that same address, but once they got in the vehicle, they pulled a gun on her and stole her Nissan Rogue. This had taken place just one. The following footage was provided by the Dayton Police Department, Ohio.
If I failed to introduce myself, I'm Detective Woody. I work for the Dayton Police Department in the homicide unit. My partner and I are investigating a couple things that happened tonight. And before we talk, I want to make sure I get your information correct. Tell me how we came into contact with you today, Mr. Peaks. Right?
I woke up and I just seen SWAT team. Because my friend woke me up, he said, "Bro, the SWAT team is outside." I said, "Why?" He said, "You don't know, bro, you gotta go outside." So that's when me and my friends went outside, and I just ended up here.
Okay, well, let's back way up then, because obviously the day didn't start with the SWAT team. So what happened way before you woke up to the SWAT team?
I was chilling.
Where were you chilling at? Who were you there to chill with?
Me and Ray.
And
Ray. But I just had pulled up, and then that's when I got sleepy, so I went to sleep.
who? When you say Ray, you're talking about. Is that who you're talking about? Okay. So who lives at Anna?
My friend.
Who's your friend?
Trey.
Trey, do you know his whole name?
No.
Okay, so you and Ray pull up to Trey's house. What time do you get there?
Probably around like 9:30. I don't know, around like 9:30 though.
Okay. Anybody else in the house besides you and Ray and Trey?
And my other friend,
Who's your other friend?
I got caught with.
What? Sorry, I can't hear you.
My other friend, y'all, what's his name? Ray the house with whoever.
What's his name?
Ryan.
Ron. Anybody else in the home besides you, Ray, Trey, and Ron?
Trayvon and his little brothers.
It is important to understand Tylen's story before moving any further. According to him, he and Ray went to Trayvon Mitchell's house around 9:30 p.m. Not long after, Ron joined them. Based on Tylen's statement, it may seem like the four of them were just spending the night hanging out.
Tylen's denials are tough to watch. He's just 15, sitting in that blue chair, thinking he can outsmart detectives with years of experience. The way they call out his asleep story, it's intense. You can feel the pressure building. I keep thinking about Brandon's wife, waiting for him to come home, not knowing he's gone forever. It's gut-wrenching to imagine her pain while Tylen dodges the truth. This isn't just a crime, it's a family shattered. Let's see how the detectives...
Just happened in plain sight.
Even beyond Trayvon's statements, detectives would find a great deal of incriminating evidence on his phone. On the night of the incident, Trayvon created a fake Lyft account under the name Jimmy Smith, using a prepaid cell phone at 12:33 a.m. At 12:48 a.m., it requested its first ride from Oak Ridge Drive in Dayton. The driver who accepted was a woman driving a Nissan Rogue, the same vehicle that was later reported stolen. According to Lyft's server data, that ride was headed to 53 Cambridge Avenue but was suddenly canceled. Then, between 1 and 2 a.m., another ride request was made from the same fake account, for the same drop-off address. Both of these ride requests lined up with the timing of the carjacking and the murder. What Tylen doesn't realize is that detectives already know all of this, and his story is about to be put to the test.
Well, here, I'll be frank with you. I know you didn't go to sleep. That's not what happened. When Detective Roberts and I sit in this room, we expect you to be honest with us because we are honest with you.
I did go to sleep.
I'm not going to lie to you, so I prefer that you don't lie to me. When we ask you questions about what happened, know that we already know what happened. I'm seeing if you're going to be honest with me, and you haven't been so far. And we're right at the beginning, so that's kind of silly, right?
Okay.
So we know that you and Ron and Trey and Ray caught a Lyft earlier today.
I didn't catch no Lyft.
You did catch a Lyft.
So I don't got no proof I caught no Lyft. I was at the house, I went to sleep. I ain't catch no Lyft. I don't even got Lyft money to catch Lyft.
Well,
The plan was never to pay for it. The plan was to steal the car that's in the garage at the house where you were laying your head. Or where you say you were laying your head, but you weren't. Because the police were out there for like the last 6.5 hours screaming every outside. And you just said the address. Hold on. You just said the address so you know exactly where you were. Probably because you heard it 150,000 times when the police are screaming it through a loudspeaker.
Nah, that's because that's not my first time going.
Okay, but you knew the police were out there for hours
Oh, I
calling.
was asleep. I was.
You weren't asleep. You don't sleep through that.
Me, Ray, and Ron was in the basement. He woke me up talking about, brother, SWAT team, police is outside.
Yeah, well, why would the SWAT team be there?
I don't know. That's why I said I
Tylen,
don't
where,
know.
why would the SWAT team be there, Tylen? I mean, work with us. How old are you?
15.
15. Okay. You wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to sit in that chair.
no.
And you wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to catch adult charges for this kind of thing, okay?
You guys gonna charge me for it?
We're going to charge you for 2 counts of aggravated robbery and a count of aggravated murder. So if you want to say I was asleep and you want to go with that, then cool. We'll just take you across the hall and then we'll book you, and then your story doesn't get out, and then we'll go with the story that the other 4 people have told already that may or may not paint you in a pretty bad light. So this is the save Tylen's behind moment, not I don't know nothing about nothing, you ain't got nothing on me. Because you're
Trayvon was interviewed. He made it clear that their intentions that night were anything but innocent.
So tell me what happened tonight. How did you guys all get together?
They called me.
Say again.
They called me and asked me to come over.
We're gonna go hit a lick. What was the plan?
Find some girls.
So at some point you all leave, right? And you go get an Uber. Is that fair? Were you gonna go somewhere? Okay. What was the plan? Just take their car?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're telling the truth, man, and I appreciate that, okay? That's all we want. When they got there, was it a man or woman that came? Okay. Do you remember what kind of car it was? Is it the car that's in your garage?
Probably, yeah.
Probably or yes? Okay. It's a Subaru, and it was you, Ray, Ty, and Ron. Fair? Okay. Was the plan to always to rob her, or did somebody say something while you were driving, or how did it happen? Jail this morning for 2 counts of robbery and a count of aggravated murder. Okay? That's what's going to happen. This isn't ripping cars off and stealing phones and all the little ticky-tack nonsense crap that you guys have been doing for the last 6 months, you're gonna go to jail for murder, okay? You guys are all just tearing stuff up. You're all just acting like knuckleheads and doing all kinds of criminal nonsense. This isn't the first Lyft you guys have done. You've probably done 10 of them, okay? You're gonna go get locked up this morning for 2 counts of aggravated robbery. You took 2 cars this morning. And the second one resulted.
Do you understand?
What proof do y'all got?
You're in the house where the car's at first.
Right, I was asleep. That don't mean I took the car. I was asleep all day. I did not know y'all was there.
What do you think that everyone else is? What do you think everyone else has been in here and said, sitting in that chair right there?
I don't know what they said. I don't know what they said.
You're right. You don't know what they said, but we know what they've said. And if you go with this, you're not helping yourself at all. If you do this nonsense,
you're a liar.
If you do this nonsense right here and stand on, you ain't got nothing, young man, I've been a police officer for almost twice as long as you've been on this planet. Okay? You understand that? I spent a long time doing this. You're not the first 15-year-old to sit in that blue chair and lie to me, and you're not going to be the last. You did some really terrible things this morning, and stuff went sideways on the second one. And if you say, I don't know nothing about nothing, I was in there sleeping, and then somebody woke me up and said, SWAT team's out there, and you stand on that, then that's the story you get to carry until this is over. Okay? That story doesn't hold water, man. That story, that's a leaky bucket. And if that's what you want to carry, then that's fine. You just tell us that that's your story, and we'll lock it right in that camera right there, and that'll be it.
Do you even feel bad about what happened? Do you feel bad about what happened? I just told you, ag robbery, ag murder. You know exactly what murder
Who did I murder?
His name was Brandon.
I don't know who Brandon is.
You don't have to know somebody to kill somebody, believe it or not.
So you're trying to say I killed somebody?
You were part of this murder scheme. I am telling you that when we come in here and we ask questions, we don't ask questions.
Look at all these pages. You're not number one, bro. Okay?
You can't read them out?
No, I'm not going to read anything. I don't tell you what I know. You tell me what you did. And that's how this works. Or you say, I didn't do nothing, I don't know nothing about nothing. And then I use the rest of this stuff to put you in prison for a long time. This isn't going to juvie, bro. This is getting bound over to adult court and going to prison for aggravated murder.
So y'all trying to send me to prison for murder?
Oh, you're gonna get this. This isn't going to juvenile court, buddy. These are all going to be bind over cases. This is an aggravated murder.
So y'all trying to send me?
Don't ask me what we're trying to say. We're telling you were involved in 2 aggravated robberies this morning, one of which resulted in the death of a grown man who was just trying to make a living. That's what we're telling you. Now you tell us your part in it, or you say I was sleeping and that's it, and then we'll fill in the blanks. But you don't. I can assure you that you don't want the 2 of us to fill in the blanks.
Tylen claims he was starting to realize just how much the detectives already know, and that his story isn't holding up. Now, with the pressure building, he's about to be pushed closer to a full confession.
Alright, it was me, Ryan, Ray, and Treasure. But I don't know. I just know about the first Lyft.
So tell us what happened.
We booked the Lyft, and then we just told her to get out the car. And that's when she got out the car, she started yelling and stuff. That's when we parked the car back in the garage. That's the only thing. That's the only Lyft I know about. I don't know about no murder.
Tell her about who ordered the Lyft and who was sitting where and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know who ordered the Lyft.
Okay, where did you guys get picked up at?
Oak Ridge.
Do you know about where on Oak Ridge?
No. It was third time and I was tired.
Where were you going?
I don't know. I don't know where they booked the destination to. I don't know none of that. I just know we just told her to get out the car. She got out. And that's when we parked the car in the garage. That's when I went in there and I went to sleep. I swear to God, I don't know nothing about no murder, nothing. I don't know no brand. I don't know nothing about no second Lyft.
So were you one of the people with the gun?
No, I don't got no gun. That's why I'm saying, what gun do I got to murder somebody?
So who had the guns?
I don't know who had guns. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know. That's why I'm telling y'all I don't know who murdered anybody. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
We're not even talking. We're not even there yet. We're still at the first Lyft. We know that there were 2 guns. We know that.
The reason detectives know that is because good old Trayvon had already told them exactly how many guns were involved and what kind.
How many guns were in the car?
2.
2. What kind of guns?
I don't know. It was honestly, one was MP9.
Who had that one?
Me.
Okay. Who else had a gun?
They was passing the gun around.
Okay. Do you know who started with the gun?
And both had.
Who's both?
Tylen and Ray.
Ty and Ray. So Ty and Ray were kind of passing the other gun around?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to say Ty had the other gun?
Possible.
Trayvon's statements were backed up by what detectives found at his home, a 9mm handgun. This matched the caliber of the shell casings recovered at the crime scene, making it a likely murder weapon.
You all 4 get in the car?
Huh?
You all 4 get in the car?
Yeah.
Where were you seated at in the car?
I was like, all the way on the other side. It's like,
Well, let me make it easier. Front or back?
back,
Closer to the driver's side or closer to the passenger side?
like, you know, middle type stuff.
Okay, so who was to your right and who was to your left?
I don't remember.
There's,
I just know I was.
there's
I
4 of
just
you
know I was-
smashed in a
I
back
just
seat. You
know I
don't
was-
know who's next
I
to
just
you?
know I was always my brother Jared. That's the only thing I know. I think he was on the left of me or something, or he was on the right of me. I forgot. Just know I was next to my brother.
Well, being in the back seat and being in the middle means that you had a pretty good view of the show.
I was like,
So who had the guns?
I don't know who had the gun. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know nothing about.
There's
no
4
guns.
people in a space the size of the back seat of a
It's
Subaru.
It's me, Ray. I don't know on the other side. I just know it was me and Ray. That's all I know about.
Did you have a gun?
No, that's
Did
why.
Ray have a gun?
No, I know my brother don't have no gun.
But then
Ask her
do
mom.
you know he doesn't own one, but did he have one at this time?
No, he did not have no gun.
When you're telling her to get out of the car, where are you at?
For me, I'm still in the back seat. I
Okay.
just told her to get out of the car, and that's when I told them, Jeremy, I'm back at the house.
Do you know what physical location you were at?
No, I'm on my way around there. That's what I was trying to tell you. I don't know who booked it was. I don't know nothing about that. I just know I gotta know where.
You told her to get out?
Yeah.
Did she get out?
Yeah.
Did you take anything from
I
her?
told her to get out. Nah, I ain't take nothing from her. I don't got nothing from her. That's when I just told them, drive me back out because I'm sleepy. Once you sleep,
Did you drive?
no, I don't know how to drive.
Who drove?
I don't know.
Come on, man. You can't do this, Tylen. This doesn't work, man. You're gonna just, you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, okay? We're here, you're sitting in the chair, you're caught, you're not going home, you're getting booked, there's no way around it.
Tylen's starting to crack, admitting to the first carjacking, but he's still dodging the murder. It's frustrating. He's so young, yet part of something so brutal. I can't help but wonder what pushed him to this point. Was it peer pressure? Desperation? The detective's words about Brandon's kids hit me hard. As a viewer, you want Tylen to show remorse, to own up fully, but he's clinging to this half-truth. It's a reminder that crime doesn't just hurt victims. It traps kids like Tylen, too. Let's see if he breaks free.
He's already told you that he's got lots of experience as a police officer, as a detective, as you are. And one of our biggest things that we do, first thing we do is go get surveillance video. Do you understand that there's a ton of houses that have Ring, Net, I don't even know all of them, Blink. And unfortunately, especially when someone dies, people are usually willing to hand that stuff right on over to us. Do you understand what I'm telling you? There's videos everywhere, both in his neighborhood and the neighborhood you were in. So be honest with us, because every time that you lie, then we figure out that you're not telling the truth, because like I said earlier, we already know that you've lied to us. It just makes you look bad.
And then we chop up your lie at the trial. Because like, my client said he did this and this and this. Well, here's a picture of him getting out of the car. Oh, okay, I guess that was a lie. If you tell us lies and you tell an attorney lies, then he can't help you. Because we're gonna destroy your lies with evidence. That's what we do. Okay? So if you, here's what you're doing. You're digging a big hole and you're gonna throw yourself in it. Okay? You're gonna dig a big hole, and then you're gonna put yourself in the bottom of it. And what you're doing now with, I went home and went to sleep, is you're pulling dirt in on the top of yourself, right? You're not helping yourself at all. You're digging a hole that we're gonna disprove everything you say. You're like the last person in here, man. Okay? You're the last one. So everything that we've heard this story multiple times.
A lot of times.
And if it's you're telling us nonsense, then I mean, we'll let you talk for a minute, but we're like, okay, you're just wasting our time. You're talking and you're saying something that couldn't possibly be true. Okay? You're here. You're involved. There's no negating or minimizing what happened. Okay? You're totally in it with both feet in the quicksand. All right? You're in it. Everyone says you're in it. We know you're in it. And cameras from all over the neighborhood are going to say you're in it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Some of these guys have cameras in their cars because they've been robbed before. You ever watch any of them videos where people got a camera in their car? One points out the front, one points in the back? Because they're Lyft drivers or Uber drivers, they've been robbed before. People jump out of the car and rip them off for money. What do you think there's going to be? There's going to be a great big clear picture with 4K video. You know what I mean? And you're going, I wasn't in there. I didn't do that. I wasn't part of that second one. You know how easy that's going to be for us? Press play.
It's hard to argue video.
Look at you have a very distinct look, right? Your skin is a rail. You got big, crazy, twisty hair. You stick out like a sore thumb. You think it's going to be hard to point you out of a video? No, not at all, man.
And just like the detective predicted, the cameras didn't lie. Sometime around 2 a.m., just moments after the murder, CCTV footage captured this group of 4 individuals running away from the intersection where the murder occurred. This directly contradicts Tylen's story, who up to this point has claimed that he was only involved in the first carjacking and not Brandon's. So will he continue with his lies, or break and tell detectives the truth?
And you can't say, I didn't do this, I wasn't involved, I didn't do nothing, and then and we're gonna disprove all of it, and then you're gonna look like a liar in front of a jury, in front of the judge, in front of an attorney, in front of friends and family. Your family, Tylen would never do this. And then they're gonna be sitting in the back of the trial and watching like, see, I knew he didn't do it, and then we're gonna go press play, and there you are, and like, oh my God, he did all this. And he lied about it. Lying doesn't help you. Being truthful and being remorseful, like she said, yes, I was a part of this and it was terrible and I'm very sorry for my actions.
I booked the second leg. That's why it was a guy. That's when I got in there, but I came in there late. It was like real late. So that's when I was on the, I know I was still by Ray. I was on the window side. That's when they stopped. That's when I think I got out the car. There was one to the destination. I got out the car. I know I started walking. Me and Ryan, we got out the car. And I would have seen this crash, like they crashed the whip. That's when I just ran. And that's when I found Ray, and that's when me and Ray went back to the house. That's when I really went to sleep.
Who did you say got out of the car?
Me and Ryan. And then that's when I ran, because when I saw the car crash, I just ran. And that's when me and Ray ended up finding each other. That's when we went to that house. That's why I don't know nothing about no murder, any of that what y'all talking about.
Who had the gun?
I don't know who had gun. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know who had gun. I don't know nothing about no murder.
And I'm sorry. So you're saying Trayvon or Ron and you went to the window or got out of the car again?
Yeah, I just got out the car. That's when I told Ryan to get out with me, because I don't know my way around there. And I just ran when he crashed the whip. That's when I ended up finding Ray, and that's when it took us like 2 minutes to get back to the house, because we don't know Ray around there.
I'm guessing you thought it was going to be easier than that, because Sounds like you tried to pull him out of the car. Am I wrong? I'd say that I must be right.
I'm going through my notes, man, you know, so tell what you did.
I opened up this door, and that's when he just scared off. That's when I ran, and he crashed.
Who was with you when you tried to open up the door?
Oh, Ryan.
Terry on?
That's when I just ran.
So who had the gun that time?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who shot that gun. I don't know who got murdered. I don't know who murdered somebody. So I'm trying to tell you, I don't even know why I'm in here trying to get charged for murder.
Because when you're a part of it, and someone does this, everyone's as guilty as the person that pulled the trigger.
I don't know.
When people get a little group and like, we're gonna go hit a lick, and then it goes sideways and someone gets murdered, everyone's as guilty as the guy that pulled the trigger.
I don't know who pulled the trigger. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who got
Who had guns in the beginning of the night?
I don't know. I'm trying to tell you.
How many guns did you know were in your group?
I don't know.
One?
No, I don't know.
Was there a gun?
I don't know.
Did you see a gun?
I didn't see guns, none of that.
Did you see a gun when you got back to the house?
No, I went straight in the basement.
I mean, when the three of you were in there, did anybody have a gun, hide a gun,
No.
talk about a gun?
Somebody got rid of the guns.
I don't know nothing about a gun. I don't know who had a gun. I don't know who shot somebody. I just know as soon as I went back to the house, me, Ray, and Ryan went in the basement and went to sleep. All I know.
Well, Tyler, actually that brings me kind of to my next question. How do you feel about doing a DNA standard to use to check against evidence in this case? You okay with that?
While detectives collect a buccal swab from Tylen, it's worth looking at how he's been trying to control the narrative. For starters, he does confess to being a part of the second carjacking, but claims that he and Ron ran off after seeing Brandon's car crash. According to him, they met up with Ray later and went back to Trayvon's house. But he's still denying any knowledge of the murder, which creates a major problem. There were 4 people involved that night, bringing multiple suspects to the table. Even if detectives believe he took part in the second carjacking, that alone doesn't answer the only question that really matters: who pulled the trigger? With 4 suspects and no direct admission, figuring that out becomes a lot harder. And right now, Tylen is there. This isn't the end of the road, because in the next room, Trayvon is already starting to crack, and he's about to tell detectives everything.
Shoot this man. We're here, man. Look at me. We're here, okay? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate. It sucks. It was a terrible decision. But if you shot this man, just tell me you shot this man. And so we don't keep doing all this. Okay, I'm going to keep making notes and writing stuff that's going to walk us in circles, and it's all lies, man. It's all just nonsense.
Alright, I did.
Huh?
I did.
You did it. Where did you shoot him from?
Twice inside the car, once outside the car.
Twice inside the car, once outside the car. Were there any bullets left in your car, in your gun? Just the way you talked to me, just the way you showed me? Were you on the driver's side by the door or in the middle?
In the middle.
In the middle. Twice inside the car. And then you shot like at the car?
One time, yeah.
Did you hit him, you think?
I don't know.
Since Trayvon has just admitted to being the shooter, it might seem like Tylen had nothing to do with the actual murder. But it's not that simple. When investigators processed the scene, they recovered 5 bullet casings. So far, Trayvon has only taken responsibility for 3 of them. So where did the other 2 come from? Turns out, something Trayvon said earlier might help clear that up. At first, he told detectives that 2 people had guns that night. He claimed one of them belonged to Ray, but later he backtracked, saying that the gun was actually his, not Ray's. As for the second gun, it was kept with a familiar face.
And then, who's got the other gun?
Ty.
Ty has the other gun.
Went to his door and tried to pull him out the car.
Ty tried to pull him out the door?
With this, both Tylen and Trayvon were identified as the gunmen who pulled the trigger, ending the life of a man working hard to make ends meet. Ultimately, Tylen Peaks was sentenced to 27 years to life in prison. Trayvon Mitchell, who helped lure Brandon with a fake Lyft account, received 25 years to life in prison. As for Ray and Ron, they were never publicly named, and their cases went on to be handled in juvenile court.
Trayvon's confession in those sentences, 27 years for Tylen, 25 for Trayvon, feel heavy. They were kids, but their choices ended a man's life. Brandon was just working, providing for his family, and now he's gone. The evidence, the CCTV, the bullet casings, it all paints a grim picture. I feel for Brandon's wife and kids, left to pick up the pieces. This case shows how one reckless night can destroy so many lives. It's a stark reminder to think before acting, especially for young people. My heart aches for everyone involved, but justice was served.